Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. I am so excited that you guys are here. Um, let's see. Facebook has changed some things recently. So I'm jumping in here and saying hello, and I've got some really cool things to share with you. So if you give me just a second, let me get this shared over in my Mind Power Collective group, which is, of course, my free Facebook community where I share lots of cool and fun things. So if you aren't a member over there, make sure that you check it out. If you're here, say hello. Let's get this shared over there. Okay, so Facebook, does its thing and changes things. So before I get into the message, and as people get notified that I am live, I want to let you know about a freebie that I shared last week. And if you go back to my main page and the photo section, there is a vibe shift toolkit that I put together for my followers, my community. And it is a really great little bundle of an audio, some journal prompts, and a cheat sheet to really help you feel better and get back into the flow of whatever it is that you want to create. Now, I talk a lot about mindset, and what I'm going to talk about today is sort of connected to mindset, but it's something that's going to make a huge difference in what you choose to do moving forward, right? We are entering into the official second half of 2021. And as many people are doing, we're kind of checking in with where are we at when it comes to our goals? What are our, desires and the things that have maybe changed in what we want to achieve this year? I was having a conversation with a client earlier about, thinking about the expansion and thinking about the evolution of where you want to be. And I feel like we are, the restrictions are lifting around the world, and people are really starting to think about moving forward and momentum and what that means. And so I wanted to talk a bit about how you can really harness the energy of what we're doing, right? And the first thing to do is really check in with yourself. What is it that you want to achieve in the second half of the year? Where do you want to be on December 31st, 2021? Now, I don't say that to get you to put together this checklist of all the things that you have to do, but to remember that you do have desires, and time is going to pass and time is going to continue to move forward. And until we really take these things seriously and focus on what it is that we want to do, it doesn't get done, right? And so I know that if you're here, if you're watching this, whether live or on the replay, you have things you want to do. You have things you want to experience. You have places you want to go. You have, books that want to be written. You have articles that you want to put out there. You have things that you want to accomplish. And the best way to do that is simply to decide that you're going to, right? That's the first step. So I see Lisa is here. Hi, Lisa. Go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know you're here. But let's talk about this, right? So if you're joining, I see some people kind of joining now. If you have not already grabbed the freebie, make sure that you do that. It is on my main Facebook page. If you look at the photo section, there is an image that says Vibe Shift Toolkit. It is everything that you need to get your energy and vibration back on track after you've kind of, hit a bump in the road and life happens. So you may need that, right? So check that out. Facebook does its thing, so it's not always showing everyone my posts. So if you missed that, go back and check that out. Now, what I want to talk about today is this thing, this very magical thing that is connected to your mindset. This very specific thing that I have been coaching my clients through over the last several months. It is a statement that I have said multiple times over, and I am sharing it with you. It is the thing that if you do this thing, and I'll reveal it in a minute, if you do this thing over the next 6 months and beyond, and let's be real, if you do it for the next week, you're going to feel a difference. If you do it for the next month, you're going to see even bigger and better results. If you do it consistently moving forward and it becomes part of your being, then it's going to change everything for the better, okay? And I talk a lot about mindset, and this isn't actually about mindset necessarily, um, but it is this. If you can get behind yourself and the goals and desires that you have for the next 6 months, your life is going to look drastically different on December 31st, 2021. If you can get behind yourself, and I'm going to talk about what that actually means, but if you can commit to your decision, if you can commit to your desire, whatever that is, goal, intention, fill in the blank, whatever word you want to use, if you commit to it and you consistently and intentionally get behind yourself in that desire, in your mindset, yes, that is part of it, right? In your mindset, in your action, and your energy, then your life is going to be drastically different at the end of the year. Why? Why is that important? Well, let's talk about what that really means. When I say get behind yourself, what am I talking about? Yes, I'm talking about belief, but it's so much more than that. It's so much more than just going through the motions and checking off the to-do list that I have said my mantras, I have done my affirmations, I have done my journaling. You've done it, but then what? You've done those things. You've read the book, right? You are doing the journaling exercises. Maybe you're listening to the Vibe Shift Toolkit. You're doing the journaling prompts, but then what? Then are you going about your day and getting kind of rocked and rolled and tossed all around because life happens? Or are you choosing to actively, keyword intentionally, choosing to get up, to move your energy forward toward that thing that you desire? Are you actively and intentionally putting yourself in the place of where you want to be? Are you choosing that at the end of the year, everything is changing? And not just at the end of the year, it's changing because of who you are today, what you are choosing today, how you are focusing and feeling today, right? Are you doing that on a consistent basis? And I'm going to say that 90%, 95% of the people probably are not, maybe even more than that. Because number one, they don't know what that means, right? You don't know what you don't know. Or life happens and we're just not doing it consistently, right? So when I'm talking about life happens, I am talking about it is summertime. So those of us who have children out of school, they may be at your house. You may be trying to balance family time and work and your own personal pursuits. You may be trying to balance, your job and this other thing that you have going on, in addition to getting to the next level of where you want to be. But that is the defining factor. Are you focusing your attention, your energy, your beingness, right? And I use this like your energy, your beingness, in direction, in that sort of linear fashion towards what it is that you're desiring? Or are you just going through the motions? Are you just doing the mindset work and going, yeah, I'll get there when I get there, right? Because if you're getting behind yourself and you're choosing to actively get behind yourself, then you're doing what you feel called to do. You're listening to your intuition. Yes, you are doing the mindset work, but you're taking that beyond. You're taking that energy, that feeling, that vibration out into the world and using it to invest that energy into whatever you're doing, into that phone call you're making, into that interview you have, into that relationship, into that first date. You are investing and sort of infecting is not the right word, but you're planting that energy and that knowingness and that decision in everything that you do. And most of us want a quick fix. And those of us who want a quick fix, we're not thinking about how we're showing up on a consistent basis. And if you've been here for a while, I talk about the importance of this twofold factor when it comes to mindset. Yes, you want to do the mindset work at the beginning of your day, but that is the bare minimum. That is the bare minimum. That is just planting. If you're thinking of your mind as a garden or your life as a garden, that is simply the planting of the seed. That's the first step. That's the bare minimum. That is the first thing that you have to do. But then what do you do next? Are you watering it? Are you weeding the garden? Are you fertilizing it? Are you tending to it? Are you focusing on it? Are you showing up with it every single day? Because if you don't, that thing is going to die. it is not going to grow. It is not going to evolve. It is not going to thrive. And the same goes for your dreams and desires, right? Your dreams, your desires, your goals, your intentions. That doesn't happen. They do not thrive unless you show up consistently. And I don't necessarily mean show up physically, although that's part of it. You have to make these obstacles, right? The thing that you're going to bump up against, a non-issue. And when I say it's a non-issue, I don't mean that it doesn't trigger something within you. Of course it does. It's part of the path, right? Sometimes that happens. But it's to choose that regardless of what obstacle comes through, right? What obstacle you hit, that you're going to get to the other side of it. And you're choosing to invest that energy into where you're going because you know it's already a done deal. Am I making sense here? So when I talk about the twofold factor with mindset, I'm talking about the bare minimum doing the mindset work. So if you're not doing that, let's go back to that. Make sure you're doing that. But second to that is how are you cultivating an energy and a mindset throughout your daily life when you're in traffic, when you're connecting with your children, when you're in that relationship, when you're dealing with your money? How are you showing up? What is the energy are you getting behind yourself? Or are you looking at that situation and that reality and saying, this is it? This is my life. This always happens. I think the good thoughts, I fight the good fight in the morning, and then I go out and this thing happens. If that is your conversation with yourself, right? If that is the thing that you're dealing with, then you're not really getting much further than where you were. You're not moving forward. The momentum is not moving, right? So the question is, how are you getting behind yourself? How can you choose to back yourself up? And I'm going to give you an example. Today, in my life, today specifically, did not start well. I stayed up late last night. I was doing some work, got up this morning, didn't do some of my morning routine, and I wasn't feeling it. And I knew I wanted to come here and talk to you about some things because, I got some stuff to share. But I wanted to come in here and I wanted to show up, but I wasn't feeling it. And I guarantee if I had shown up and I wasn't feeling it, you wouldn't be here. You're not going to see this. And I probably wouldn't have done it, to be honest. I wouldn't be talking. I wouldn't be teaching. I wouldn't be sharing. The message would not come through. So I knew that if I was going to do it, if I was going to commit to it, then I had to get behind myself. I had to do what I had to do in the background of my mind and my energy and how I was feeling in order to shift so that I can show up and do this. I am no good as a parent, as a spouse, or as a coach if I'm not backing myself up, right? And backing yourself up can be in your belief. It can be in your physical energy. And I don't mean like physical energy, like do you have the energy to work out? Not that kind of physical energy, but in terms of who you are being every day, how are you showing up? How are you embodying this identity of what you're creating, right? How are you owning that? That's what I talk about when I'm talking about energy. But if I don't do that, right, you have to back yourself in the mindset, in the energetic place, and then understanding when you're off and course correcting, getting behind yourself before you take that action, getting behind yourself financially, and I mean mindset and energy, before you make that investment, getting behind yourself, getting behind your decision, feeling confident, powerful before you do the thing. That's what we're talking about here. And 9 times out of 10, right, most people, again, aren't even doing the bare minimum, which is the mindset stuff. Most people aren't doing that. And they definitely aren't going through their day going, how am I feeling? Where's my energy? Am I in a place to write this message? Am I in a place to show up for this interview? Am I in an energetic place to search for and find the job, the lover, the opportunity, the solution that I am seeking? If you're coming from a place of lack, you're not in a position to receive abundance. If your energy is in a position of unworthiness, you're not in a position to find a lover that is going to find you worthy, or or you're never going to feel worthy, right? You're just not in that place. If you're in a position of contraction and timidness, then you're not in a position to show up fully and to shine your light. No one is going to see that. So where is your energy? You got to get your energy behind it. You got to get your mindset behind that. And those two things go hand in hand. And the thing that you hear me talk about constantly is mindset, right? But the reason we talk about it is because there's this energetic, emotional feeling that is attached to it. You can say the mantras all day long, but if it doesn't connect with how you feel, it's not really going to do much. It's just checking a box and moving on with your day, right? Your mindset is about owning the identity and then embodying that feeling so that you can become it, so that you take action from that place. I was doing some journaling and I want to share something with you. And before I share it, let me explain how I got behind myself to show up here. Okay? I have done many videos where I'm just checking a box. I'm doing the video because I said I was going to do the video, but I haven't done the energy work to actually show up and do it well. And you've probably seen those videos. They don't do well, and sometimes I actually delete them. I'm just going to be honest. I'll just delete them because it didn't feel right. But other times when I am behind the message, when I feel like I am inspired and on fire with that message that I know I need to share, the words flow. I have no notes. The words flow. I feel good. I feel passionate. I feel powerful. And I feel like the people that need to hear it are going to hear it. And that is how I feel now. But what did I do to get behind myself? Well, number one, I did my mindset work, right? I didn't just do the mantras. I actually listened to a couple podcasts to get my head in the right place. I drank some water, did some self care, and then I did some journaling around why this is so important, around why I need to show up and talk to you today, around the purpose of this, around the message. And this very specific thing came up. And when I journal, if you're interested in that, I have a whole journaling thing that I can share with you. But when I journal, sometimes I do what I call stream of consciousness, which is sometimes self-coaching, sometimes just mantras, affirmations. But a lot of times it's just kind of writing whatever comes up. I'm a writer, so that's what happens. But as I was writing this, I was thinking about this message of getting behind yourself. And I wrote this, and I don't know where this came from, divinely guided, whatever, but I'm going to share it with you. It says, winners know they are winners before they've ever won a thing. Winners behave as winners before they've ever won an award. When you watch the Olympics, those people that are winning the gold and the silver and the bronze, they own that identity. They have gotten behind themselves for years before they ever won, before they were ever like prepared or in a position to be in the Olympics, before they were actually slotted to compete. They owned it. They knew it. They became that identity. That is who they were. They got behind themselves in mind and energy to be that person. So it's not just winners, right? It's not just like physical competitors or people who are in sports. This goes for everything. If you want to be in a certain position, a job position, then you have to own that. You've heard the saying, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Why is that a saying? It's because you have to become the person that already has the thing, right? You become the person that's already there. You own the energy. You tap into the identity of who you are and you own it. You own it. And you have to own it up here, but you also have to own it in your presence. And it's the presence piece that gets people sort of all discombobulated. It gets them disconnected because they feel like it's a lie. They feel like they can't act in a certain way because in somewhere, somehow somebody's going to find out that that's not true. It's not about that. You get your energy behind it. Where do you want to be in 6 months? What do you want to have done? What do you want to have achieved? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself? Do this every day. Get behind yourself. Check in with yourself. How am I feeling? Where is my mindset? Where is my energy? What identity am I aligning with? Am I aligning with this lack mentality? Am I aligning with life is never going to change for me? Am I aligning with I'm stuck and I'm never going to be free? If that's the case, you got some work to do, right? Get behind yourself. Because here's the other thing. If you can't get behind yourself, if you can't back up what it is that you're doing, an employer's not going to do it either. An employer can't see you if you're not standing in that power. And I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying it's always easy. And I'm not saying it's something that, doesn't take practice. Of course it is. And we're human, so we're not going to be there 24/7. But when you are understanding how it impacts and influences your income, your relationships, your jobs, the opportunities that are presented to you, the book that you're writing, the business opportunity that you're moving forward with, when you understand how it impacts everything, then you're going to take that time to prepare, right? And so that's all I'm saying is prepare your mind and prepare your energy. Now, if this whole energy talk feels a little bit like, what in the world is she talking about? It sounds like quantum physics and I'm not computing, then let's talk for a second. There's two things you can do. Number one is, again, check out that vibe shift toolkit. I did about a 20-minute sort of foundational explanation of what this is. It's on my main page in the photo section. You can find that, or if you would like the link, post a comment below and I'll send that to you. But you can start there. But if you really want to learn how to get behind yourself and understand what that means, I've been using that statement with clients for months, right? And then it hit me that I needed to talk about it in a wider audience, that I needed to teach more about this, that I needed to talk about this energetic aspect of mindset. I talk about mindset all day long. You hear it, you've been here, you probably see it on my website, all my videos, but it's time to talk about why that's so important. And it really is because of the energy. So I put together this 3-day live event that is starting next week. It is 3 days of training on all things energy, how to create it, how to cultivate it, how to get behind yourself, what to do when you fall completely off, right? This understanding and dynamic between expansion and contraction, and how to really use and understand and activate this massive power that we all have. No one has to give this power to you. You already have it. It's just about understanding it and utilizing it in terms of what it is that you want. So I'm doing this 3-day event. I am so excited about this. And this is one of several live events that I'll be doing over the next couple of months. But this is the first one. It's all about energy and expansion. It's called the Energy and Expansion Experience. It's starting next week. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There will be a pop-up Facebook group. There is a Q&A, a live Q&A that will be happening a week later. So you'll be able to kind of ask questions and get coaching and get clarity around some of the concepts that may be a little out there. There are journal prompts. There are assignments. Because if you know me, I love some assignments to help you take this information and really apply it to your life. So if that is something that you're curious about, that you're interested in, then post a comment below. I will send you a link, the sign up link. I'll also send you a link that kind of breaks down day by day what we're covering. I'll send all of that to you. But here's the reality. Whether you join this program or not, this experience, whether you sign up for this toolkit or not, the thing that I want you to walk away from this video with the understanding is that you not only can be, do, and have whatever it is that you choose, but you already have this power. Like, you have the power to focus. You have the power to adjust your mind and to focus in these different areas. And yes, sometimes we don't know what we don't know, but there's a reason you're watching this. And I want you to check in with yourself. This is a practice of checking in with yourself and ask, what is it that I need? What do I feel called to do? And then go do that thing. That is the first step of sort of this energy plan or this energy process, right? It's all an energetic process. So if you are intrigued about this energy and expansion experience, if you're interested in it, then post a comment and I will send you all the information. But it's big. It is a big, big opportunity. And it's something that I think is going to, not I think, that I know is going to change your life over the next 6 months and beyond. If you choose to embody and activate it intentionally. That's it. If you don't know anything about it, then this is the place to be. I'm going to explain all of the foundations, practical steps, how to really do it, and it's going to be, it's going to be a really powerful thing. Leslie says yes, please. Perfect. Leslie, I will send this information to you as soon as I log off of here. So hang tight and I'll send all of that to you. In the meantime, I want to know your questions. Oh, one more thing that I want to add. Because I am doing a couple of other events in the next couple of months, I already know that I will be doing one in August. The one in August is going to be all about trust, trusting the process, trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, that kind of thing. And so the first 5 people that sign up for this live experience is going to get a discount code for the second live experience, and you'll get a discount code whether you sign up or not. You'll have the option to sign up at a discount for the August event. So again, first 5 people, I have 1 spot taken already, potentially 2. So if you want to get that discount code for the next event that's happening in August, then make sure you reach out and let me know. Okay. Lisa says she wants the information. Leslie says she wants the information. Perfect. So I'm going to get this stuff sent to you. If you are on my email list, there should be some information there, but I will message both of you ladies with sort of the breakdown, the link to join, and I hope that you guys will join us. Okay. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great group of people. I can already feel it. It is powerful. It is super powerful. So if you have questions, if you're watching the replay and you have questions, please post your questions below. I'm going to get this information sent out to you right now, so feel free to ask me questions there. Also note that this is a live event, so there are scheduled meeting times for the different trainings, but everything is going to be recorded. So if you can't make it live, you will still receive the information. You'll still get all of the information. It'll just be after it's been recorded. So wanted to add that in there. Okay. Any questions for me now while I am still here? If not, if you're just joining, make sure that you go back to the beginning of this at the end of this live stream. Make sure you check out the replay. Some really great nuggets in there. And again, whether you join this experience or not, start getting behind yourself and the desires and goals that you have moving forward. It's going to be transformational. This is about changing and transforming and expanding your life, because that is why you are here. That is why we are here. Okay. So questions, send them my way, post them below. I'm going to post, I'll reach out to the ladies that asked about the information. I'll get that sent over, and then catch the replay. Make sure you check all of that out, and I'll be back, checking in to see if you guys have questions. All right. I hope you guys will join me in this experience, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you for coming. All right. Bye, guys.